I realized the other day it was my dad's birthday, March 10th. Um, I wasn't able to get a kind of healthy Dr. Pepper to toast him. Um, I always think of my dad with Dr. Pepper. I think because he drank it so much, and we liked drinking it together. It's just a really happy memory. Um, Sometimes food and drinks do that for us around our loved ones once they're gone. So I actually went to three or four different stores looking for a Dr. Pepper version without caffeine, and I finally found it. I think I've had this one before, and I think it tastes good, but it doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, the whole thing is, I just, want to do something in his honor, and it doesn't have to be the exact day. It is kind of funny though, because I've been meeting so many people or finding out so many people I know have similar birthdays. Like they're all Pisces, like my dad. Whether you're into astrology or not, that's kind of a fun pattern um, to see for sure. So let's see. Well, it opens very satisfyingly. And I have a sippy cup. Not that I'm a child, but I am at the park. Although we used to drink, well, we drank out of cans and we drank out of bottles and we put it over ice. And actually, when I was a kid, I did use a sippy cup, even when I was probably too old to use a sippy cup because they were fun to drink out of. So my mom sold Tupperware. I think Tupperware had some kind of cool ones. All right. Cheers to you, Dad. We love you so much. You're always with us in our hearts and in our DNA and with us when amazing things happen that I know you would be happy about. And also, I know you've been gone a long time, but we do still love you and are grateful. I'm grateful that you were my dad. You're still my dad. You're just not here physically present. So let's see how this tastes. That's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. It's nice to be able to honor our loved ones' memories, in whatever ways that's meaningful. It's not always going to be drinking a Dr. Pepper in a sippy cup, but that's kind of cool and fun to me. Could be watching sports or going to a concert or going for a walk or even just sitting and thinking about them or writing in our journal or doing some artwork. My other family members show up in different ways. Like I think about my grandma. She used to alternate taking the grandkids to the she called it the beauty shop with her to get her hair done. I don't even think she was getting it cut. I think like she went every week and got it fixed. And so she would take us, and then it was like this big treat that we could get in her purse and get some gum out. Um, so gum always reminds me of my grandma, my dad's mom, Grandma Annie. We can toast to her too. uh, um, she's been gone longer, but not forgotten. She was a great grandma. She was actually an RN, which back in the day that was pretty unusual. Yeah, there's memories of every single family member who's passed. My cousin was very young. She was probably 20, early 20s, and that's a lot of life unlived. Stacy. My Uncle Dave, he was young also. He was in his 20s when he passed, right after my grandma died, like almost like he was just holding out and then she died and he didn't have the like strength anymore. My grandma was sick for a long time, very resilient, in and out of the hospital, but really wanted to live. And I think that makes a difference. But then like the rest of the family kind of saw what it was like for her and what everybody else went through with the ups and downs of the in and out of the hospital and thinking she was going to die, and she didn't. I mean, she did eventually. We all will, but um yeah, I think everybody else just let go a lot easier and gentler, and neither is good or bad. I mean, I was so, I think, angry at my dad and didn't understand like why he didn't try harder to wait, to get the transplant that he would have needed. But then now that I'm older and wiser, it's like, well, he did not put us through what he had to go through with his mom, and there's probably a blessing with that. There's no, I guess, easy way to go through death, and it's very like, I mean, when people just face it head on, that's really courageous. And I've lost other family members too. I mean, my aunt, my mom's sister. Um, I think about her with things like she used to pay me to buy groceries for her, which works really well because I love the grocery store. But so my cousin and I would go to the grocery store and buy groceries, and she let us get whatever we wanted. So we would make these elaborate desserts of like, ice cream cones with caramel inside the cone, and then ice cream, and then hot fudge, and then more ice cream and sprinkles and everything. And yeah, I miss you, Anna. You were a great aunt. She was actually there with my dad when he passed. Mm. I mean, but I also think the thing that having loved ones die teaches us is the important how like precious life is, being in this human body, our spirit, and how lucky we are regardless of life circumstances, just fortunate to be alive and to have people we love and go through that experience, because death does make life a lot more meaningful. I've been reading a lot of stuff lately on Instagram about that, and I think it's true. So the Dr. Pepper is really delicious, or Dr. Cove. It's really, really good. It's fun. Um, yeah, I didn't expect to get a little teary eyed. You know, it's it's been a long time since my dad passed, but he'll always be my dad, and I'll always have the memories that I have. And birthdays are a great time to acknowledge them. I mean, there's also death days, and if they were your spouse or your partner, obviously there's other significant dates, but birthdays are, I think, a great opportunity to just set aside a little time to honor them, even if it's not on the exact day. His birthday was like 5 days ago, but I thought about him, but I'm doing this now today. This is so good and such a treat. Um, I'll have to remember the brand. So, yeah. I mean, it's funny, like, I'm talking about food with most of my family members of sorts, but I mean, food and drink is comforting, and, there's a reason why we might associate that with a memory of them. I mean, even the gum with my grandma. And what was really hard for me, and I heard a friend was talking about this the other day, of hitting a significant birthday milestone, and her aunt and uncle had just passed, and like thinking, oh my god, am I going to die soon too? Like for me it was really hard when we lose a parent kind of young. Our mind will go to, or at least mine did, when I turned the age my dad was when he died. I freaked out, like, leading up to it. I mean, once the birthday happened it was okay, but it was really stressful because I thought, well, he didn't make it past this. Like, am I gonna die? And it brings up our own mortality in a weird way. Life is so interesting. And, you know, just because somebody dies, that doesn't mean we have to think that they were perfect, or view everything through rose colored glasses. We might have a tendency to. I mean, there were things about my dad that weren't perfect, as there are with anybody. But I just think, you know, I kind of believe in the innate goodness of humanity. Not that people aren't going to mess up, or do horrible things in the world or to each other, but just like most people are just doing the best that they can, even if it's not very good. um, and like my dad, I could think about certain things, but like, he was young, he was doing the best he could, and bottom line is he loved me, and we had some really fun times together, and it'd be cool to know what it was like to be an adult and go through adult life and have both parents living. And some people have that, and it's kind of a treasure if they do, especially if the relationships are good. And my cousins don't have either parent, and they haven't for a long time. They kind of have my mom. um, you know, because both of their parents died pretty young. So I'm glad I can toast my dad with the Dr. Cove or Dr. Pepper as opposed to an alcoholic beverage. Very, very good. And this does remind me how fun it is to drink out of sippy cups. Yeah. I love you, Dad. Jack. Mm. And Grandma Annie and Anna and little Dave and Stacy and Mary and Anna and Big Dave. I love you all, and we miss you all.